Your nigga's on the down low, if this came across your timeline. And for my non-black viewers, because I don't want to hear you say it, your man is probably on the down low too. Now, I got a whole man in this bed right now, and I used to be a DL myself. So I'm going to show you how you can spot a DL man from a mile away. Now, I woke up to this many comments and Jesus Devante Christ from women saying that DL men smell like booty. He smells like booty. Now, the search of that video being DL man smell is crazy. But here are some actual signs. And do y'all mind if I dye my hair while we do this? Bet. Now, when y'all said DL men smell like booty, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I know I said on the last video that you could smell it when one shows up. But where y'all went with that is actually homophobic and is no different than me saying all women smell like period blood or that y'all can't drive. Them is stereotypes. When I was DL,
I don't understand is what they would say they smell like us.
You know what actually gave me away? And I actually had somebody clock me on this? The comment section. Now, back in the day when IG was messy and would tell you what your friends would comment on people's pictures, that's exactly how I got caught. By my best friend's girlfriend. She said she knew the second she saw what I commented. Now, while you're on social media, go ahead and check the following list too. If the guy to girl ratio is off, and he follows more pretty dudes than pretty ladies, I got news for you. Now, speaking of best friends, if he treats the bros better than he treats women, if he spends more time with them than he does with you, he's DL. You're not gonna like me for this one, but most black men that only fuck white girls are DL. They come knocking at my door usually. This is a big one. Is he a hoe? If he has at least 3 kids with multiple women, Now, in my DL days, I've probably hooked up with just under 1,000 people. Never had an STD. Thank you, Jesus. We've all been hoes before, but there's a certain level of fucking that DL men do because you just can't scratch that itch. Which brings me to my next point. Strong feelings towards women. A lot of men hate women, but you already know that. Now I'm talking he hates his mom, his sisters, he competes with women, he's mean to women, but nice to men, because some people are just mean to everybody. There's a reason he doesn't have good relationships with women. Red flag. Now back to the friends. If he has a friend that doesn't like you or treats you weird, that's the one he's fucking. You the side piece. You're in the way of their relationship. You the cover, baby. Now this one's obvious. We all can recognize this. Macho men. If he says, yo, I ain't with that gay shit. Yeah, I'm cool with you, but keep the gay shit over there to one of your gay friends. He's one of your gay friends. You know what's actually funny? Straight married men are the gayest men I know. Most straight men spend most of their time with their girlfriends or their wives. They ain't no clocker. They be kikiing with their girl. They'll watch baddies with their girl and act like they wasn't even into the show. Ones that are afraid to look gay or be even remotely close to femininity is DL.
Hey y'all, I'm the Sovereign Woman. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another video about spotting DL men. So you guys know a lot of y'all have been saying how much you've been enjoying the spotting DL men content, and so therefore I'm going to keep it coming. I enjoy it as well. Anytime I come across one that I think it's a good one, I'm going to share it, and this one to me was a good one. Now I'm going to address a few of the things that he said and give my own take. If you've been following me for a while, then you kind of know my take on some of these, but I'm going to go ahead and speak for the people in the back or the ones who are new to my channel. And of course, if you're new, welcome. One of the things that stood out to me and that always stands out to me about men and their possible DL behavior or the possible DL-ness of them is the way they treat their guys better than the women. That one sticks out to me like a sore thumb. If you are dealing with a man who seems like he treats his friends better than he treats you, that man is probably DL. And if he's not DL, he doesn't like you. He probably hates you, actually. If you are a woman wondering why men stay with women that they hate, it is very simple. I'm going to keep saying this in all these videos. I'm going to keep telling y'all because there's always new people who may not have seen, 100 videos back or 20 videos back or whatever. If you're in that situation or if you've been in that situation, you have to understand that men will stay with women to use you for whatever they're using you for. It's going to be different for every man. It's going to be like the same top 5 things, but it will be different for each man. So some men may use you as their cover. They're with you just to try to prove to other people that they are not gay. They may use you for your free labor. That's the most common. So whatever you're doing for them, you're going 50-50 on the bills with them, allowing them to save more of their money for when they replace you because you're just a placeholder, right? So anytime you're going 50-50 with a man, 9.9 times out of 10, you're allowing that man to save more of his money so that he can impress the next person or the whatever he's trying to do to build his life up or whatever he got going on. You going 50-50 helps him to do that, especially if he makes more than you. Because if he makes more than you, y'all going partnership on the bills should reflect who's making the most. So if he's making way more than you, then you should even be paying the rent. Maybe pay the cable bill, or not the cable, but the Wi-Fi bill or your phone bill or something, and he pays the rent, for an example, right? But the very fact that these men will be making more than you, and they also wouldn't be making income that they hide from you as well, and you're sitting up there paying half and you have less money, I promise you, in every situation like that, he is able to do what he wants to do with the other half of that money. Okay, I need you to understand that. So they will stay with women for that reason. They will stay with you because they might need somebody's car to drive. They may stay with you because you cook for them. They will stay with you because you're giving them your body. The list is endless as to why men will stay with women that they hate. They will live with you, they will sleep next to you, all of that, to play that game, to keep getting whatever benefit. So that's why they're able to do that. And that free labor that they're probably getting out of you, that those cooked meals, you helping them set doctor's appointments and all that, they're not going to get that from their DL homies. They're not going to get that from men in general. So they use women for that purpose. I need you guys to please understand that, okay? The next thing he brought up was the ones who run through women. Now, my mom pointed this out to me a long time ago, way before I was even a teenager. My mom said, watch those men when you start dating. Watch those little boys or those men who are always running through women. Those are the most DL men. And I've had this conversation with men in my adulthood, and they will fight tooth and nail to try to prove their manhood. And that is crazy. I've never heard such a thing. Y'all women be coming up with the craziest theories. That shit sounds so stupid. And I guarantee you, the men who act like they don't understand that the most, the ones who try the hardest to make it seem like that just doesn't make any sense to them, those men are down low. And what it is that they are afraid that more women are going to clock their BS. That's what it is. They have to go out of their way to make it seem like, oh my God, what? How is he gay if he's running through a bunch of women? Y'all women are delusional. Y'all women are crazy. That's the craziest shit ever, because they know that if they present themselves to be so confused, it's going to make women say, wow, it can't be him, because he's genuinely confused about this whole concept. So nah, he can't be on the down low. They know that's how y'all are going to think. And that's why so many of them constantly get away with it. And I want y'all to think about that. I know men like this personally in my life right now, who I'm cool with, or they are the husband or the baby daddy of a relative that I know, and they go out of their way to prove their manhood. And meanwhile, I got gaydar. So I'm like, I already know this nigga on the down low. I know him over there. He's on the down low too. I know he is too. You know what I'm saying? They will do that. They will go out of their way. And the more out of their way that they go to try to prove their masculinity or whatever, the more suspect you should be about them. I'm just putting that out there. If they have a friend that doesn't like you, that was another one. You haven't done nothing to this man. It's just something about you that just grinds his gears when you come around. He don't really speak, or if he speaks, it's very dry. He's always laughing when you're going through something, or you know what I mean? He just doesn't like you. That's either because your man is effing him, or that man wants to F your man and he's mad that he hasn't got the chance to do it yet. At the end of the day. Because there's no reason. What reason, especially if you know you haven't given them a reason to not like you and they just can't seem to stand you for some reason, he like your man. They either did something or he's waiting for something to happen. The men who are overly afraid of being around gay dudes, another point that he pointed out, a man who is really secure with his masculinity, for real, is not going to care. Now, I'm not saying he's going to wake up and just want to be around gay dudes all day, every day. He's probably not, because he probably don't have nothing in common with them, unless, it's something like sports, or they like the same sports team or something like that. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go out of his way to be around them, but it's not going to bother them when a gay dude comes around, because he's going to be so secure in his masculinity that 9 times out of 10, the average gay guy is going to know that he don't swing that way. Now, of course, you got some gay dudes that will try to see and test the waters and try to see if they can turn a man out. And a lot of them are attracted to quote unquote straight men just to see if they can get them to turn. But for the most part, respectful gay dudes, they know if a man is going that way or not. And they're not going to even try a man that's secure in his masculinity anyway, 9 times out of 10. Like I said, there are some that will. But he's so secure with himself that he doesn't care if he has a gay cousin and his cousin is coming around and drinking a few beers with the dudes. He don't really care. So he's not going to feel like he needs to go out of his way to prove his masculinity. Oh, I want to keep that gay shit over there. No, I don't want it. Like, it ain't that deep to these men. These men don't care one way or the other. They let it be known, look, I love my wife, or I love my girlfriend, or whatever. And it is what it is. And they leave it at that. What's understood don't have to be explained, to make a long story short, with men who are secure with themselves. He also brought up the ones who only F white women. Now, if y'all haven't been following Cynthia G, Cynthia G turned me on to this some years back, since I've been on YouTube. So I want to say probably back in like 2018, somewhere around there, when I really truly started listening to her. I think I started following Cyn G in like 2017, I want to say. But I had never really thought about dudes that like white women. I always thought black dudes that only like white women just wanted to escape Blackistan, as we call it. They just wanted to wash out their out their blackness. And, these are self-hating men, and they just run to Becky because Becky seems like the easier option. That was my surface level thinking. That's really all. I never really took time to really think about it. But Cyn G, she's had so many videos about black men who only exclusively date white women. She said that's their last stop before they go turn LGBT. And I haven't been able to unhear that or unsee that ever since. Real talk. So if you want to hear, I don't know what Cynthia G is talking about these days, because I don't really see her very much unless she's on YouTube. But I do know she has a Patreon. And I keep meaning to join her Patreon, but I haven't yet. I probably will this weekend. But anyways, so yeah. Go back to like her 2019, 2018. She has some fire content during the pandemic. Please, entertaining, funny, informative, all of the above. But yes, Cyn G, I credit her for turning me on to that. And I also believe Brooklyn Blue, who's now Kendall St. Charles, and actually she changed her name to the what is it? Someone just put me on to her again, that she's back on YouTube as the Cinderella Detox. Yeah, she used to be called Brooklyn Blue, and she used to be Kendall St. Charles or whatever, but she changed her name or whatever. She also said this years ago as well. So that's huge. Trust me. Do not think that the white women are taking all of our so-called good black men. They are taking the bottom of the barrel of black men. I promise you. They are taking men that y'all don't fucking want. None of us want these men. Chances are they've gone to white women because black women either don't want them or have clocked their T, and or they can't handle the fact that a black woman will call you out on your BS. Point blank, period. So listen, at the end of the day, go watch some of her older videos too. I promise you will not be disappointed. And the last point he made that stood out was they have multiple kids with multiple women. Now, on this one, I do believe that that's mostly true. I don't think that's the case for every single man who has multiple kids by multiple women. And I don't think he said every single man, but he basically just said if he has this, then yes, he's DL. That could be true mostly. I do believe that. But I do think that there are just some men out there who got multiple kids and multiple women because they just got weak pullout game, and they have no dick discipline, and they just like the way it feels to just, you know, unleash themselves inside of a woman, and they don't really be caring if the woman is on birth control or not. They just like to have sex, and they're straight. I do believe those men exist. But do I think the vast majority of them who just have all like Future, for an example, or Nick Cannon, you got like a crap ton of kids and crap ton of baby mamas, and they're just, yes, because they fall under the category of the men who just run through women and they never use condoms and all that because they want so badly to cover up the fact that they actually are into men. They think that the cure for their attraction to men, or the cure for people not finding out, is to impregnate and have babies with as many women as possible so that people can say, he's not gay. All those bad, beautiful women he got. When I say bad, I'm saying it in a good way. He only deal with bad bitches, right? There's no way he can be gay and have all those kids. Oh no, he's the man. They know people think like that. They know people are naive. Men and women are naive to think that way. That's one of their cover-ups, though. You have to understand. It's a cover-up. Run from these men. Tara Chantel always says that these baby daddies are contaminated. Listen, they are contaminated. When you find out a man has a baby mama, done. Over. They shouldn't even be somebody you would talk to. And I'm saying this as a woman who has talked to a few guys with multiple baby mamas. I have. I never got DL vibes, but hey, I could be wrong. That's the whole thing. You don't know, right? They're on the down, you don't know. And, I'm telling you, I wouldn't do it again. And not just because I think they're DL. I just don't want to deal with a man with a bunch of kids. I don't have kids myself. As a matter of fact, I personally believe that if you're a child-free woman, you probably shouldn't date no man with kids unless his kids are grown and gone and you don't have any responsibility to them whatsoever, and he's not looking for you to play stepmommy. Fine. That's a different story. But generally speaking, if they have young children or even teen children, in my opinion, I would stay away from them. I'm telling you from personal experience. It's just not, it doesn't fit my lifestyle at this point. And it really never did, but it definitely doesn't now. I'm too old for that shit. My boyfriend is child free like me. And, he's just never been, from what I able to tell, because I don't know for sure. You can never truly know a man for real. But he just doesn't, he's always, what I know about him now is that he's very responsible. Like, he's just not one of those guys that's just going to go out here and put himself in debt. One of his major reasons why he don't want to have kids is that he wants to have a good retirement. And he knows that if he had children, he can kiss his retirement goodbye, just like 90-something% of all the people in this country. Now, I agree with that. I don't want to spend my money on kids. I don't. I will buy gifts and stuff for my nieces and nephews for Christmas or for their birthdays or whatever, or my friends' kids here and there every now and then. But I never want to be obligated to blow all of my money, all of my discretionary income on raising kids. I just don't want to. So that's something that I understand about him. And that's just one of his reasons. But he's like me. He don't want the responsibility. And I just happen to be more attracted to men who have that level of discipline and that level of self-awareness. Like, at the end of the day, you can call it selfish, you can call it whatever you want, but we enjoy our lives. This weekend, he's taking me shopping for my birthday. My birthday Saturday. 41 Scorpio gang. Okay? But that's what we like to do with our money. And it's just easier to date a man, if you're going to date men, that don't have to blow his money on a bunch of kids. I'm sorry. They got more money for themselves and more money for you. And that's just is what it is. But I'm going to end this video. Every time I come across a DL video of a guy talking about DL men and how to spot them, I'm going to bring it to this channel and I'm going to share it because I love these videos. I'm entertained by gay men in general. I actually really like gay men. I just like the ones that are out there with their gayness. I don't like DL men. I have no respect for DL men at all. I don't. If y'all can hear that bird in the background, I am so sorry. But anyway, subscribe if you have not. And, leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Any signs that you've come across in the last few years or growing up or whatever that you would like to share, please put it in the comments, because you never know. Your comment could help many women, or even if it's just one woman, to spot the signs of a DL man. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline